Marfugal News gonna go throw down. Hey, you already know now. Marfugal News gonna go throw down. Hey, you already know now.
What is going on, guys? It is going to be an awesome show. Got a lot of things figured out, so we are going to be spectacular tonight. Well, I guess that's for you to judge. Remember, nothing in this show should be considered legal, medical, or financial advice. The views of the callers can differ considerably and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of myself, Dex, or anyone else with the show. You should always do your own research and consult with professionals. The internet is full of fake news, so please take everything with a grain of salt. All right, what is going on, guys? My name is Adam, a.k.a. Marf, and this is Marfugal News. I hope that you are all doing absolutely spectacular. It looks like we have a lot going on right now, including a national advisory about terrorism. So I'll talk about that later. I'll give you the actual factual document there in just a minute. And then we are also going to be covering some of the stuff that's been going on Wall Street. Apparently, some people messed up the Wall Street wolves. They took a bite back, apparently. So we'll talk about that, much more. China basically saying that independence for Taiwan means war. That's a big deal. So we'll cover that in just a minute. Before I get started, though, just to make sure you guys all know, you can get notifications from us no matter where we are. These direct push notifications will go right to your phone, and they will let you know where we are actually streaming, whether that be on YouTube or DLive only. Again, we've been doing back and forth just to make sure that we treat both chats and both groups of people. There are people that love DLive a whole lot more. There's people that love YouTube more. So we want to treat both sides equal as far as much as we can, really. Thank you to everybody that has been patient through this entire year, I guess. And I mean the last year, including 2020. There have been a lot of things that have hit us behind the scenes that have been incredibly hard as a creator. And just talking to other creators and everything that's going on right now, everybody is stressed out. So thank you for just understanding I'm human. I have a family as well, and a lot of these things that are happening are scary, not only on the kind of point where I do believe what I say, and I do believe we are heading towards a precipice of some sort. And I think that the writing is on the wall, and the writing is right there in plain sight. So, there's a lot going on, and it's kind of history repeating itself. So let's have fun tonight. Let's make sure to cover a lot of stuff. I'm going to bring in Dex. Dex is my co-host. He also runs the website. Here's the coolest part about tonight. I want to say 27 or 28 of the articles here tonight. We will not be able to cover absolutely all of every one of them, but we're going to be able to really cover most all of them. Will be available on the website. In fact, if you go to our website, you will see it's very easy to navigate. You go to this thumbnail, Marfugal News, The World at the Brink. Of course, tonight's show is titled Self-Destruct Mode. When you click on that, you will actually get every single article, every single tweet, every single video or archived document here. It looks like I'm having a loading issue, probably because I'm cached, but when you guys go there, it should be okay. In fact, I think I just have to click it again. Here we go. So all of the articles are here. You can actually grab a second device, and you can read along, or you can read ahead, or you can retrospectively go back and read the whole thing and say, hey, wait, did that say what? And then you can actually repeat it to yourself and cry. All right. So Dex, let's get the show started. How are you doing tonight?
Hello, Adam. I'm doing good. And hello, Fugal fam. And you got me worried about the website for a second.
No, I think it was just me clicking the wrong button. But again,
no worries.
Over on the website too, there's lots of additions coming to the website. We have thousands of visitors a day to our website, so we're trying to make it more comprehensive. We are also very interested in bringing others on as article writers. So if you are a writer or an author, of course, we've got some even in our mods. Who knows? Maybe we'll have some of our mods do some of the articles. We would love for you to email us. Email me at adam@marfugalnews or dex@marfugalnews.com. Or you can even hit us up on Twitter and say, hey, I'm interested in writing. Send us a sample. On top of that, There's so much to cover. We're going to get right into it. But top of that, I think we've figured out a bunch of different stuff in a short amount of time. So I really think that it is going to be a positive year moving forward, at least as far as the Fugel fam and the connections that we have together. So if you want to support us, by the way, on the right side of the screen, any of the affiliates we mentioned here, if you're going, where do I go? I can't remember the link. All of them are over here. If you want to donate to the show, everything is right there. You are not required to donate whatsoever. In fact, my show will always be free, even if I have to do it on a street corner. All right, GameStop jumps another 50%, even as hedge funds cover short bets. Scrutiny of rally intensifies. Now, I'm going to have Dex come in because he's a lot better at Wall Street than I am, and this is where his strengths outweigh my weaknesses. Now, basically, how I took it is the short bets, they were betting on some companies to go down. Well, some folks on Reddit actually got together, this specific group, which I'll show you here in a second, basically all got together and pumped up GameStop and other stocks and made it shoot through the roof. So Dex, do you want to explain what happened here and why this is such a huge deal as far as they kind of took the Wall Street wolves by surprise here? Is that? Well,
yeah, absolutely. And so you nailed it. That's exactly what happened. But the thing I want to think about here is this is almost like a battle, if you think of it, like an economic battle between, the retailers. And when I say retailers, that's the term they use to just mean you and me, like regular investors who may want to invest a little money in the stock market, because that's how the free market economy works. If you want to invest in a company for growth or even short term, you have the right to do that, right? Well, then you have this other side of Wall Street. And specifically on Wall Street, we're talking about hedge funders. And hedge fund guys, what they typically do is they continuously push down on stocks. So they actually borrow stocks that they're already owned by someone else. They're borrowing them with the hopes of pushing the price down and then selling it short. So they basically make money on the way down. So they're betting against it, which actually, it doesn't do anything good to the economy. At the end of the day, all it does is make Wall Street people really rich. And anybody that has the financial means to do short selling, it gives them a different opportunity to make money. It's like betting on red versus betting on black.
And again, right? Joe or Sue can't do this. You have to have an extreme amount of money. You have to have, these big firms have the kind of money to throw this weight around and to do this.
Oh, yeah. Now, absolutely, and they're heavily leveraged. So, and what that means is they have a lot of capital, so they can borrow these shares. And they say they borrow a share at $100. They're expecting the price to go down to $50, and then they turn around and sell or buy the share at $50 and pay back the share that they owe. So they made money from the fall of the price.
Now,
well, they've been doing this for a while, right? So what happened was they went after GameStop, they being the hedge funders, and GameStop was probably around $20 a share, and they pushed it down to 10. Now, mind you, this isn't something new. This is something that's been going on for years, and us retailers, and I'm a retailer because I've invested in stocks, we always do. And it's like this known thing. You're like, oh, this sucks. Here they go. They're pushing down a stock. So you have a company that gets demolished for no apparent reason, and it's really just because they're pushing it down. So when they pushed GameStop down from $20 to $10, everybody sort of hemmed and hawed and said, okay, there they go again. Well, then they decided to get greedy and do it again, and they pushed it from $10 down to $4. So they're literally almost putting GameStop to zero, and they didn't know if they're going to keep going. That's when the Reddit crowd, which is a big investment community, it's called Wall Street Bets, they got together and said, you know what, we're going to show them who's boss. We're going to buy the stock and keep buying and holding it. Now, it was very risky on their part, and I'm sure some of them made money, and I promise you plenty of people lost money. But what they did was they drove the price up. And even today, I think I saw the price hit $450 a share. So mind you, a $4 stock went to $450 a share after the last, 4 or 5 days, right? They've been pushing it. What that meant was these short sellers, these big hedge funders, they lost billions and billions. In fact, some of the hedge funds had to be bailed out by other hedge funds and borrow more money because they lost so much money.
And so this is going to come. This is why. Here's where it impacts everybody else, and it's going to come in here in a second. But basically, when it went up to 450 or whatever it was, those hedge funds that bet on it going down, they had to then buy that stock at whatever it went up to. So
Exactly.
those people that bought it and pumped it up artificially, they ended up doing this, and the Wall Street wolves had to actually bail it out. So that's where that money comes from. Now, here's what we think is kind of an something weird here that could happen, and this is just definitely an option and a thought, is this was a Reddit group. This was an internet group talking about stocks. Do you want to explain what happened to them?
Well, yeah. So immediately, this was not today, this was yesterday. Immediately, they got shut down. So Reddit shut them down, Discord shut them down. And then everybody was like, well, that's just, it's basically censorship. So the big question was, okay, are we now going to have censorship about financial information? In other words, can we not freely talk about what we think is a good stock to buy, and can the public not rally around a stock? Is that now something that shouldn't be done? And it was really the hedge funders that were pushing it down. And then what was more interesting, Adam, is today, not only did those two come back, but today, Robinhood, and for those of you who don't know what Robinhood is the free trading app that anybody can go get an account on. So basically, and given the name, steal from the rich, give to the poor, you think Robinhood is out for you and me, the retailer. It's designed for you and me just to be able to go buy stocks very cheaply. What they did today was absolutely almost, and probably going to be considered criminal because there's lawsuits already being filed. They told all of the people who owned GME that they couldn't buy anymore and they could only sell. So they forced an entire sale market today on the GameStop stock. That's crazy. So it literally forced the price down, even though everyone else wanted to buy, because they shut off the buying mechanism for all of the retailers like us. Come to find out, Robinhood makes their money not from the traders like you and me, even though that's who they cater to. They make their money from the hedge funds who buy the data off of Robinhood to learn what it is we retailers are buying and selling.
So this is all one big, just incredibly crazy thing. Things that have happened that have never happened before, and things that are just incredibly unheard of. They ended up banning that server, and then they ended up actually bringing it back. What could happen in the future? Again, they could use this and say, well, these internet groups, just like they are with other things, saying, we can't have these people communicating like this. They could use today or yesterday's as an example and say, we don't want people talking about stock markets online. And in fact, basically saying that, basically leaving it only to the people in Wall Street to discuss this stuff. So regular people on the internet, which is now very controllable, they would, basically take it down a notch and try to basically censor the stock market, or at least the online stock market groups.
Imagine if we had the same level of censorship that we saw around political topics on certain networks, very extremely, like Twitter, right? Imagine if all of a sudden they said, hey, all financial topics have to be done on this platform or this place, and we're going to regulate it. And by regulate it, we mean we're going to make sure you don't get out of hand and you don't start talking wild about any one stock because we want to control, or we'll let you do it as long as we know it's happening because we, Wall Street, want to make sure we're making our money at your expense, the retailers, the individual people.
Now, Dex, what's even crazier about this is that this Wall Street Bets Reddit group, which was banned and then unbanned, this is the craziest part. Okay, so this is kind of what bugs me about stuff. It's we know some people personally that lost their Discord because of stuff like this, and if you have a Discord like that, you're basically putting a place for other people to share information, right? This is what they said it was due to. They said it was due to hateful and discriminatory content. Now, this is a bets group. I highly doubt that they were talking about anything, discriminatory or hateful as far as, like, hey, let's get this GameStop stock. There's nothing there. But that is the rule, this general rule that they're using for a lot of different stuff. It doesn't even matter. I mean, if they don't like you, they could use that rule. That's what it seems like with this group. Why wouldn't they use any other kind of guidelines? Maybe because they don't have one, and this is kind of like one of those signs that says we refuse the right to serve anyone. Only why wouldn't they just say that? They're a private company. Why would they say, hey, we're just not dealing with you right now. You just caused a huge mess up. Instead, they used that specific sentence, which I thought was weird.
That was definitely weird. And everybody called them on it because they're like, there's nothing about this. This is financial. I mean, even if people are running their mouth, it's still financial. It's not like, as a matter of fact, Wall Street Bets was very specific. Like they always say, leave your politics at the door. Don't come here and talk, stocks. You can only talk about 1 billion market cap or better stocks. So they don't want to talk about the cheap penny stocks. They don't want to talk about crypto. They're very specific about their rule set. It's like, just talk about stocks. And it's, it is a good forum. I've known Wall Street Bets for a long time. And I think the people in there are pretty good, and you can learn a lot if you want to spend time reading. But the other interesting thing here, Adam, some big people came out in favor of Wall Street Bets, especially somebody like Elon Musk. Elon Musk came out and was talking, and I know he's probably, a little butthurt over these hedge funders because they've hurt Tesla stock numerous times. They've intentionally pushed his stock down for no reason, just for themselves to make money and make his company, have to deal with that and then recover from it. So, Elon's come out about it. A lot of politicians now have come out and spoken in favor of the people, as opposed to in favor of these hedge funders. So,
well, we're going to be following the story, and obviously it's still going. It's still going today. So,
and let me just say this, guys: don't use this as a means to run out and buy GameStop stock. This is not financial advice. It's extremely risky. The only reason you would want to buy right now is because you want to take money and stick it to the man and be willing to throw that money away, knowing that you pissed off a Wall Streeter.
I think people are pretty smart. They figured that one out.
Be smart about this one.
So obviously that is not, and that is probably, I would guess, is going to crash very soon. Now, going into the next subject here, but first I just want to say, Kahaja Fly Girl says, cool, show starting at bedtime. Good night. Kahaja Fly Girl, I apologize that we are so late here. But again, we are actually early compared to what we started out on. For the first couple of years, I was on at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. So this is an early show for us. But Kaja, I hope you watch the replay, and I will be shouting you out in the shoutro just to make sure that you get to the end. Gone Girl 777, thank you, and thank you. Thank you, everybody that supported us through all this crap. Thank you. We really do appreciate it. Virtual Anna, thank you for the diamond. Grimmin, thank you for just following. Again, welcome. Anybody sees a new follower, if you see that follow and you are straight up, Fugle fam, you will say, hey, Grimmin, welcome. Thank you for coming. Monkey with a Gun, thank you for following as well. Lots of new people. Mike Strange, really, thank you guys. I appreciate your donations there. Scooby-Doo Do Right, Chitter, Bear Claws, T308, Lady Mel, Sadistic, Nelly14, nice to see you here again. Texas Ann, Scooby-Doo Do Right, Jumpmaster, a.k.a. Snowy Rose, Texas Ann, Baldilocks Awake is in the house. We've got Lisa K23, Gone Girl 777, thank you again. That was awesome. Thank you for the Ninja Genie Red Storm. Love this show. GameStop debacle is going to crash the entire financial system. It's the plan. So that's why we're covering some of this stuff. This is big stuff. This is messing with huge groups. I mean, that's bad. Awake 2 said, Jesus Christ is King and returning for his brides. Awake 2, thank you and welcome and nice to see you. Fairy Spirit 20112 says, love the fam, stay safe and stay informed. Thank you for showing up tonight. Thank you everybody for showing up. I know that I just want to say, first of all, I think that in the last week, there's been a lot of stress over here on DLive. Obviously, after the 6th, the events on January 6th with the Capitol, a lot of things have been going down. They're slowly trying to fix everything over here. And I will say the employees have done a good job. Every creator that I've talked to that has actually, been talked to, everybody is they're trying to fix their system after I think what was going on is a lot of pressure from just the entire world. A lot of stuff is going on right now as far as the internet, and we're going to see changes, and I'm actually very impressed with how some are dealing with it. So we're going to see a lot of changes in the near future. I hope that you guys understand that that's why we are trying to do what we're trying to do with our making our own system. Grace for you too says, hey, Adam and Fugel fam, thank you for being here. Gone Girl 777. Let's see here. We've got The Truth Is Out There. Nice to see you as well. It's super nice to have all of you guys come over. And then Lisa K again, thank you. Lemon Essence, awesome. All right, let's get into this. EU seeks to cut reliance on the U.S. dollar. This is all fine. This is pretty big stuff here. The European Union seeks to cut reliance on the U.S. dollar, other financial centers. It says the European Commission said on Tuesday it would seek to boost the international role of the euro and build European financial infrastructure so that the EU becomes more independent of outside financial centers and the dominance of the U.S. dollar. The initiative, which is an announcement of a long-term strategic direction rather than an action plan, follows Britain's EU departure for them leaving. It says which took Europe's biggest financial hub, the City of London, outside the EU's jurisdiction. It says, quote, with the withdrawal of the UK from the EU, there is a strong need and opportunity to develop a domestic market infrastructure. It says the Commission said in a paper addressed to EU governments. It says the EU is also smarting from the fallout in 2018 when U.S. President Donald Trump withdrew from the nuclear deal with Iran and reimposed sanctions, leaving the Europeans unable to continue trade with Iran under the terms of the accord. Dex, this is all going to tie in together. In fact, all of this is actually going to basically hit at once, is what people are saying. That this is all kind of a global kind of bounce up and down. It says the EU should develop measures to shield EU operators in the event of a third country compels EU-based financial market infrastructure to comply with its unilaterally adopted sanctions or through other means that interfere with legitimate EU operations. Now, Dex, can you put that in simple terms so everybody like me can understand it?
Well, Adam, sorry, I was on the phone, but yeah, what I think is happening here is we're seeing more and more of these countries, especially the EU, and we'll hear it from China and others, are trying to distance themselves and push down the dollar, right, and get away from dollar dependency. And I think all of this goes back to this whole notion of a reset. And we've talked about it. We've been warned about it. We know that there are people that are trying in the financial industry, especially the global financial industry, to try to reset the entire economy, right? And roll in some new form of currency, a new form of management of the economy at a global scale. And I look at these things and try to depict, are these the steps they're taking? Are these warning signs, or do we need to worry about inflation or what may be happening to our own economy? What matters really in this story is not necessarily what goes on around the world, but what is the effect of that to you and me? What's the effect of that to the people listening to us? Like, what's going to happen to, the price of our groceries or the mortgage bill that we can't pay anymore, right? Now that's what's worrisome to me.
This is an important part here. The Commission said that to strengthen the effectiveness of the EU's own sanctions regime, it would review how they were circumvented, including via cryptocurrencies and stablecoins, and make proposals in 2022. So we're seeing a lot of things kind of line up that actually some of my friends and colleagues on YouTube were talking about 3 or 4 years ago, and now all of this is coming true. I in fact, the things that I heard some of these people say now coming true, I look back and I go, okay, that person is now credible to me because they called this down to the T about the European Union, about what they were going to say. It's almost like they had the script. So this is big. Now it says, brace yourself, the US dollar's big crash has only just started. Now this is the kind of talk we're talking about. This is what is buzzing. Now, is it just people saying this to kind of scare the public or something like this? Some don't think so. Some say that because of the amount that is being said by a number of experts, that they really do believe that all of this, including all of the stimulus and everything else for the United States and for the rest of the country trying to deal with this current event, that everything is just going to go. What do you guys believe? What do you think? Do you think that we are headed for, say, a dollar crash or some sort of reset? Press 1 for yes and 2 for no. I know that's a kind of a no gray area there. Yes or no? 1 for yes and 2 for no in the chat, and I'll pop over. In fact, I would try to put it on again. This is, it says, after an initial spike, the dollar has been falling steadily since the CV pandemic took hold in the U.S. last March. It said it is down about 10 to 12% relative to America's major trading partners, dropping to its weakest levels since early 2018. Based on a wildly unpopular forecast that I made in June of a 35% decline in the value of the dollar by the end of 2021. It says we are only in the third inning of a 9-inning baseball game. If that forecast comes to pass, it will provide an important exclamation point on the first year in office for America's 46th president, JB. It says there will be 3 main reasons. You can go through this on our website. Go to marfugelnews.com to get those 3 reasons. Now, again, this is sharpening language here by China. It says, warns Taiwan that independence means war. It says that China toughened its language towards Taiwan on Thursday, warning its recent stepped-up military activities near the island that, quote, independence means war, and that its armed forces were acting in response to provocation and foreign interference. Taiwan, claimed by China as its own territory, reported multiple Chinese fighter jets and bombers entering its southwestern air defense identification zone last weekend, of course prompting Washington to urge Beijing to stop pressuring Taiwan. It also triggered jets to actually chase them out of there. It says that China believes that Taiwan's democratically elected government is moving the island towards a declaration of formal independence, though Taiwan President Tsai Ing-wen is repeatedly said it is already an independent country called the Republic of China, its formal name. It says, asked at a monthly news briefing about the Air Force's recent activities, Chinese Defense Ministry spokesman Wu Qian said Taiwan is an inseparable part of China. It says, quote, the military activities carried out by the Chinese People's Liberation Army in the Taiwan Strait are necessary actions to address the current security situation in the Taiwan Strait and to safeguard national sovereignty and security. The Taiwan Strait is a big part of this. If you were the biggest, baddest country in the world, no matter who it is, let's just say, leave it blank. What are you going to need to control? You're going to need to control all of the waterways. You're going to need to control resources like oil, water, minerals, any kind of thing like this. Rock, all sorts of things that you would need to control to be the biggest and the baddest, or the biggest military, or both. What they are doing is it's very obvious that it's the allies and the enemies, this and that. They are trying to grab as much, control over these waterways. China made the South China Sea to then grab that kind of that plot of land. Now we're not even land grabbing, which again they will eventually. I believe that they're going to try to grab Taiwan again, but they are actually grabbing water. They're grabbing ocean. They're making islands and claiming that territory where there wasn't even an island there to begin with. They actually took dirt from the bottom of the ground under the ocean and made islands into forward operating bases. So once all the land is claimed, they're like, okay, well, there's no more land. We'll make some land. And then we're not actually happy with that. So we're going to go and we're going to keep going. They believe Taiwan is theirs, so they're not going to stop until they get it. So really, it's the thought of, are we going to back them up when they do it, or are we not? Because they will. They've been practicing taking over Taiwan. They have the Taiwanese capital all made out, just so you know who they is. Chinese military has the Taiwanese capital, a mock version. And we're talking about a huge, huge area made into an actual mock city blocks of the Taiwanese capital. And what they're using it for is drilling how to take them over. If they're drilling how to take over the capital of Taiwan, then they're drilling to take over the whole thing. This is just a fact now. This is something that's been said over the last few months as far as what they're going to do. But what could happen? Could it be like a Crimea situation, or could it be where they take Taiwan and it's too risky for us to step in, or our president says, no, it's you guys handle it, it's not worth a war, you guys take Taiwan? Or are they going to say, okay, that's a democratic place, you're not going to take that over with your rules, we're going to step in, and that's WW3, that's World War III. What do you think? It's pretty crazy stuff. So, MarfWatch2, thank you, and I love your name. That's awesome. A lot of people said yes, heading towards a reset, by the way, and that's a lot of ones. So I hope that people realize that it is definitely, no matter what time it is, it's time to always be responsible and to prepare for anything, whether it be a tornado, an earthquake, or a conflict with another country. It may not be them. It may be somebody else. It may be a sideswipe and a sucker punch from another country that we didn't even expect. But everyone should be prepared for something. It says, U.S. intelligence officials say that Chinese government is collecting Americans' DNA. It says the largest biotech firm in the world wasted no time in offering to build and run CV testing labs in Washington. It says contacting the governor right after the first major CV outbreak in the U.S. occurred there. The Chinese company, the BGI Group, made the same offer to at least 5 other states, including New York, California, and it says that 60 Minutes has learned. It says this along with other CV testing offers by BGI, and it says that counterintelligence officer Bill Avenina, then the country's top counterintelligence officer, that said that he authorized a rare public warning. Quote, foreign powers can collect, store, and exploit biometric information from CV tests. This is what, again, this is not us. This is CBS News. This is an authoritative source saying this. So, again, the source is on our website, but that's a pretty crazy thing to say. It says, declared the notice, Evanina believes that the country is trying to collect Americans' DNA to win a race to control the world's biodata. Why would biodata be so important? And how does that even serve an advantage? Do you guys have any ideas? Maybe put it in the chat. Why would it be an advantage for an enemy country or just say a country at odds with us? Why would it be an advantage to have the other country's biodata, fingerprints, irises, DNA, this kind of thing?
Well, certainly from a DNA perspective, you think you could geoengineer things around that, either in support of it or against it, right?
I think it's because part of it is facial recognition, knowing everybody's names, everything else. If there was an eventual, invasion scenario, whether it be, next year, a year and 4 months, or 10 years away, what would that? Wouldn't they want to know who everybody is, where everybody is, all of their information, and then tie it into the stuff that they may have hacked, as far as all of the background stuff? We still don't know who exactly did SolarWinds or any of this other stuff that not only accessed all 5 military branches, accessed the Pentagon, accessed our Black Start restoring power to the grid plan, but they accessed everything. They accessed all of the information. Think about how many companies have your information, from Costco to Target. In fact, you want to see something crazy? I had no idea. Target, if you use a card at Target, it tracks all of your uses on that card. So I had no idea. You put it in, and then all of a sudden it shows you every single time you use your card and what you bought, with even pictures of what you bought. But that, that's not as scary. So they know the patterns of your buying, right? So then they cater things to you, and they might purchase advertisements in your area based on what your actual address and the people around you, what they're buying, and they will use that to then buy advertising on YouTube and other platforms, or even those little banner ads that show up. If you look up, say, makeup for some reason, or a specific kind of makeup, Maybelline waterproof red and black eyelash cover, very specific. That ad will then show up in your feed because of the information they have. That's not as dangerous as, say, all of your information, your DNA, who you're related to. DNA can actually show them your entire line of family. So nobody's hiding from that. I think that's pretty crazy.
Almost as crazy as in that product. Maybelline.
I just made
you got
that
a house
up.
Full of women. Come on.
I totally made that up.
It sounded legit. I'm they also can determine when you've bought duct tape and a shovel too, so keep that in mind, folks.
Okay, but I'm just saying I didn't buy makeup.
I got you.
I didn't.
Come on, you're surrounded
You're
by
the
girls.
one who made it awkward. And this silence.
I'm good at that.
And this one. Too long? Moving on, if you would like to support us in any way, this would be the most recommended because it would be protecting yourself at the same time. EMP Shield can protect you against all three phases of an EMP, E1, E2, and E3. It can also protect you in a Carrington event type event, again, solar flare. And it can also protect your home, your generator, your car, whichever device you choose, against lightning. Now, if you have a car and we have an EMP or a solar flare hit and you're stuck somewhere, what good is it? Again, the best-selling one is definitely the car because getting somewhere after an event like this is most important. But if you want to do your home, your car, your boat, they have a device for everything. Not only that, it's really important you guys know we bug them all the time about these giveaways. And what's cool about this one is part of the giveaway is to go support another creator. Andrew, who is not only their marketing guy, used to be on YouTube as he did prepping stuff. He's an amazing guy. He is the same person off and on camera. He is reopening his channel. He had 100,000 plus people, so he's definitely a very smart man. Again, he is starting a new channel and trying to revamp what he once had. He got rid of it because it just got all so stressful, and I could understand that. So make sure to go over to marfugalnews.com/contest, and you could possibly win. These are not cheap because this is an actual device that can protect you against an EMP or can protect you against a solar flare. So again, these things, if you can get one on the contest, that would definitely be an awesome thing. Go to marfugalnews.com/contest. There's multiple ways to enter, including daily bonus entries, and you must go to marfugalnews.com/contest. Again, awesome stuff. You can get all sorts of cool stuff there. All right. Let's see here. We're going to go into, let's see. All right. Navy files UFO patent, documents talk of space-time modification weapon, SMWs. Shaking my weapon. I think that's what it stands for. Detail experimental testing. It says the Navy spent 3 years and considerable sums of money testing the Pius effect and may have transferred the program to another agency. Oh my gosh, look at this. I just saw one of the words here. It says EM flux detector. I just thought of the flux capacitor. This thing almost looks like Back to the Future. Look at that thing. Either way, it says, in our continuing investigation into the bizarre inventions, Dr. Salvatore Cesar Pius, an enigmatic aerospace engineer who works for the U.S. Navy And the War Zone has just obtained a wide range of documents detailing experiments that Naval Air Warfare Center Aircraft Division, or NOCAD, conducted to test the core concepts and technologies underlying his seemingly out-of-this-world UFO patents. These same patents were vouched for by the head of the Navy's Aerospace Research Enterprise, who cited Chinese advances in similar technologies as one of the reasons why the Navy was filing them. So they're saying that the Chinese potentially have UFO-type technology or something that is so out of this world that they had to do it too. Is this possibly why the Navy just about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, all of a sudden changed their entire kind of procedure and the protocol for if you saw an alien or a UFO or an unidentified flying object, you used to go, okay, I'm not telling anybody about that. I like my job. I like my position. I don't want to be demoted and peeling potatoes. Instead, they said, no, you need to absolutely report every single sighting you see to the entire Navy. If you see something, a UFO or anything in the sky, you report it immediately. Why? Why did they start Space Force? Why did they start all of these crazy missions? Why are they trying to get off Earth all of a sudden? Why are they trying to terraform Mars? It's not because they found out that our planet's doomed or anything. It says the War Zone's most recent report on the strange circumstances surrounding these patents underlined that they were indeed some type of physical experiments conducted related to them. Even if very limited, now new Freedom of Information Act releases provide unprecedented insights, not just into how seriously the Navy took Dr. Payas's work, but also how exactly the elements of it were actually tested at the cost of hundreds of thousands of dollars and where the program may have ended up. The materials even include a mention of, quote, space-time modification weapons, or SMW, a weapon that can make the hydrogen bomb seem more like a firecracker. Just want to repeat that. SMW, because I've never heard of this. Have you? An SMW. We've heard of the Rod of Gods. We've heard of different stuff like this. A
That's
weapon that can make the hydrogen bomb seem like a firecracker. You heard it here first, or third. It says the releases, which are all related to a Navy innovative science and engineering basic and applied research program under the project name, quote, the High Energy Electromagnetic Field Generator, or why even do an acronym if it's that stupid? Hemifig. I don't know. It says contain hundreds of pages containing detailed technical drawings, photographs, and data related to actual tests of the system was meant to evaluate the feasibility of Dr. Salvatore Payas's claimed Payas effect. I don't know if it's Payas or Pius or Pyru. I don't know. If you haven't yet read about the ongoing saga of the enigmatic Dr. Payas and the science fiction-like inventions he made on behalf of the Navy, be sure to get caught up on the previous reporting linked here. And again, you can get to that by going to markfugelnews.com. Let's see here. Okay, just to pop over, thank you guys. Bear Claws, I really hate acronyms. But when they're stupid and they don't even make a word, like, I mean, that's not even something easy to remember. With MFG, like that's not even. I don't know. He manufacturing. Wow, that's we won't meet aliens because we are so violent, says Esco. Nappy Soldier, hey, what's going on? Leanne C, Paul Revere, hey, it's been a while. Watching Aussie Skies, nice to see you as well. Chief Joseph. And if you really did go to sleep, Kahaja Fly Girl. Right now, it's tomorrow, and you missed out on the best part of the show. Lurker 1, Bear Claws, Jojo A. Let's see here. Carolyn Lowe, hey. Hey, seriously, Carolyn, nice to see you here. Let's see here. Forest Farmer, hey, nice to see you. It says over 5,000 on DLive. JStone78, thank you for modding. Thank the mods, by the way. I don't know if we have everybody. We have Mrs. Marf as well. My wife is in the chat. Be nice. Cooter Disabled Vet. What is going on? It's nice to see you. Blue Daisy, Jubilee. That's awesome. Thank you guys all for being here. Gone Girl 777. Thank you. Release the Quack and Dixie Doe. Harry the Rabbit. Duke Kako. Thank you for following. Biddy Itty. Thank you as well. Well, Lisa K says, why do we need more powerful? I don't know either, Lisa K. It's like, at what point? I mean, are they making a Death Star? Like, what do you need something more powerful than a hydrogen? Doesn't make sense. What if this, though? What if it was a weapon that could destroy an entire country with no side effects? That is one thing to think about. Let's see here. Heaven's Waiting says, I've never won anything either, LOL. Well, you know, you got to play more if you got to win. I, to be honest, I don't win very often either. I have won one scratch ticket, and it was like $100, and I scratched it, and every one of them was it was like win. So excited, and it was like $100, but it was $1 ticket, so that was a big deal. Blue Daisy, Who Dat Guy? Thank you, Crazy Elf 12. We've got Nocturnal Norseman. I love it. We've got the Norse people in the chat. Whoop whoop for the Norwegians. Jessica, thank you so much, Jessica. Let's see here. I'm a Space Cadet 2. I don't know if you are the same as I'm a Space Cadet, but you're the sequel. Geisy, Barefoot Lass, Duckhawk, thank you. Gidget 30, thank you. Grace for you too. Lisa K. Again, thank you guys. The truth is out there. Thank you everybody that's here tonight. We have a lot more to cover in a short amount of time. We're going to cover this, and then we're going to go to the first phone. The number is 224-400-MARF. If you do want to call in tonight, it is a live phone. String of lights seen in the sky near Charlotte sparks UFO debate. What was it? Multiple people have reported seeing an odd string of lights at night near Charlotte, igniting talk of UFOs on social media. Photos shared Saturday on Facebook shows what appears to be a string of lights floating over North Carolina's Indian Trail community. The area is the Union County, just southeast of Charlotte. Anyone know what these lights are or were tonight? Alyssa Homewood asked the What's Up Indian Trail community Facebook page. No sound at all. They flickered like lanterns, but followed the same exact path up until they disappeared, which was odd. So everybody says no sound at all. I think that's so weird. Every single call that we've gotten on, let's see here. Every single call that we've gotten on Unidentified Fridays, it's always no sound at all. Why? Obviously, that's new technology, and I wonder if that even relates into what they're kind of designing, some of Payas's inventions, or what they are actually trying to spot. These Tic-Tac craft that they actually confirmed at the Navy. Is there some sort of technology? We've actually covered patents that we showed you that would supposedly just it would like to take air and replicate it or something. Pretty crazy stuff. Abe Martin, thank you over on YouTube. I know you can't see me, but thank you if you end up finding out how to get over here. Thank you, Abe Martin, for subscribing. Good place as any to say if you are on DLive only and you've never seen our YouTube channel, we have two channels, Marfoogle News at 163,000 subscribers, and we have Marfoogle TV, which is where we do our live show at 139,000 subscribers. Make sure to check out both of those channels. Worked very hard. There's a lot of stuff there that you can go and see previous shows as well. All right, and let's see here. Dorothy Wright, thank you again for being the last one out last night. Barefoot Lass, thank you as well. Let's see here. This is the pictures of what they said they saw. Now, again, they said that these weren't lanterns, but I don't know. That does look pretty freaky. It says, anyone know what these lights were tonight? Approximately 9:30, they went over Sun Valley area. No sound at all. They flickered like lanterns, but followed the exact same path until they disappeared, which was odd. So if there's wind, they wouldn't do this straight line, right? I don't know, though. Do you think those are lanterns, or do you think there's something else? Doesn't look like it's what do you call it? SpaceX or something. I don't think those are SpaceX satellites. SpaceX satellites would be straighter. It was
interesting because it was right after the launch of SpaceX. The timing on that is near the launch when they launched 100 satellites, but I don't think it was the satellites because it's too low.
Yeah, it would. In fact, I don't even think it would be visible in that time frame.
Right, exactly.
And for perspective, you can actually see, here's a plane. You can see the plane up here, and then these are down here. If you want to investigate and check these photos out closer, you can actually get to this, even on a second device right now while you're watching, on marfugelnews.com. All right, let's get our first caller in. Let's see here. I'm going to go over to screener here. It looks like we have Miss Anonymous. Says China is rehearsing and when it overtakes America. So, by the way, Forbes, source that a lot of people say is authoritative and pretty serious, says that they are doing a dress rehearsal for war. That was yesterday or 2 days ago. Miss Anonymous, how are you doing tonight?
Hey, Marv and the Fugel fam. I'm good. How are you?
I am fantastic. Thanks for asking. So, you wanted to talk about China rehearsing for war? Is that what you said?
No, China is rehearsing to take over America.
How so?
Not rehearsing for war. It said, and it was on a JW TV show. Had an article of it that China is rehearsing, and it was on CNN Business. That China is rehearsing for taking over America. Also, as we should see, Biden passing all these laws. He passed executive order banning the use of China virus. China had offered Biden to bring over 250,000 troops for his inauguration, and Chinese troops is training and speaking in English as well. And I saw a video of a lady that lived in Canada said that she was ready to leave Canada because it was Russian troops there with the Chinese troops. So then I saw something else that said that it was American ships over about about China waters, and China said that you don't want to start a war. It's not a war. They plan an invasion to try to take and it can sound crazy, but that's why they on the borders. And then Biden passing all these laws. You can't say China virus. And then as you reported on, he opening up the grid back to China. He said something about expanding the military. Is that to, and people need to watch that movie Red Dawn, because they have two versions, an older version and a newer one. The older version looks like it's like United Kingdom or Russian soldiers, and they're parachuting from the sky all across the United States. But in the new one, it's China. China is parachuting down all across the United States.
And North Korea.
Red Dawn, that movie.
I think and by the way, that movie took place they shot it in Wallingford, in my old stomping grounds. That specific neighborhood where they're driving and they hit a T and they talk to the mayor of town, and the mayor, so I don't know how long you've watched my show, but I've used that movie as an example. Do you remember the part where he goes to the dad? The dad's the mayor or the governor, and he says, "Hey, we're working with them. You'll be safe. Just come with us. I have a position." Basically, what it showed is that the governor knew it was going to happen, and as long as he had a position and he would help, then that movie showed them taking over the United States. but also they had people on the inside, like that gentleman in the beginning of the movie was a governor, and he was helping them and their plans. And in return, he would get to live, and he would also be free and actually be helping them. So again, this is all stuff that's fiction, right? But what's going on right now is actually kind of going after that. I mean, we're looking at a future conflict.
And it's like we've headed.
Go ahead.
Yeah, like the divergent. It's like and we see the governors that's, we see the governors that's in the pocket to be the governors over, that's fat in their pockets while they still walking around like they're gods, like the California, New York, and the one Minnesota. We can tell by what they doing that they done sold out already to be those governors. I mean, this is like headed to like real life diversion type of stuff. I also wanted to, I don't know if you found out any more of, but saying too about this. So I did want to kind of give just a common sense message to all of the military, nurses, doctors, because a lot of people, and the news people too, because they sitting up here, telling people, and they know this stuff not true. Just like the Fox News lady here said that she would be one of the last to take the shots. You know what I'm saying? So, it's like they know, and they have to understand they living for now. But when you meet that unknown, that's when you gonna pay for the consequences. And it's not like it's gonna be small and they can say, "Oh, I repent or forgive me," because you commit crimes against humanity. You going along with a plan against humanity, and for the military and the police and everybody, you going against yourself. They are part of us. You know what I'm saying? The people that you live around every day, they telling you to be, tyrannical and Orwellian against us, when you have to live against us. And then they need to look at how they do the veterans already.
Well, Miss Anonymous,
you doing all this, you get hurt.
Here's the main point of this, is that just because everybody else is doing it, people said, "Oh, I did it because I was under orders," or "I did it because that was my job," or I did it. Just remember that there was previous times in history where it was their duty or it was their job to do something. But after that event was over, all of those people went to quite a famous trial, and they found that even though they were just following orders, they were all, put away. They were all put to death, or they were put away. That was, of course, WW2. But again, we can't go too much further into that because we are trying to keep it family on this show tonight. But again, we are a little bit freer to say things. But again, I totally understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
you there, Miss Anonymous?
They need to, and with everything going on with China, and we see that they're getting ready. We need to forget about everything that's going on in this election and not even give that any light or time of day. All of this stuff that's going on, we can't control it. We need to focus on communities building up, and I'm telling you, raising our vibrations, positivity, and building up our communities with whoever going to listen, because it's going to be an invasion. They're going to, it's going to happen. So instead of putting energy towards all of this unnecessary stuff, we need to put energy and love into our communities for survival. No matter who you are, whatever race or whatever, you need to come together. A gangster, people want to say, a gang banger or whatever. A gang banger might be your best friend right now.
Yeah.
Because
it's like every movie
we might be headed to. So forget
Miss Anonymous.
Forget the Civil War.
By the way, I always say the pastor down the street could come for your food, and the gangster up the way could be protecting you. So you never know what's going to happen. And again, these are all possibilities. We can't say that it's 100% going to happen. But again, in that case, everything is going to be flipped topsy-turvy. That's why I completely agree with your message of we need to push each other up. We need to be positive. We need to all get gathered up, and we definitely need to be thinking in a different direction other than that. Miss Anonymous, we're out of time. If there was just one statement to finish out, I would appreciate it.
Oh, okay, yes. And please, I want everybody to please check out
J-Dub.
Check out JW too, because he has some good one, but this Net's Most Wanted. He's on Rumble because YouTube banned all of his. Please, everybody. He has, when you go watch him, please be ready to record. We need to start recording everything because we know they're deleting everything. This man got some stuff about the Nasara, Jasara, all the stuff that's going on right now behind the scenes. I mean, for everybody that's thinking, for the T-Man supporters and everybody else, truth, facts. I'm telling you, go back. He has some good videos.
What we'll do, Miss Anonymous,
he is
we'll share the link for them to go, both JW TV and the other as well. So that's what we'll end up doing, and people can go to marfugelnews.com. So again, thank you so much, Miss Anonymous. Thank you for tonight, and I think this is your first time call. Let's see here. So from Minnesota, that was Miss Anonymous. Thank you, Miss Anonymous. We appreciate you. We're going to share both of those links. Again, that was JW TV. JW is really cool. He's been on YouTube for probably, I don't know if he's been on longer than myself or either way, but I've been watching him for a long time. Again, he's gone through so many different kind of roller coaster rides. Again, you guys should check him out. All right, let's see here. Yeah, that the whole. Here's the thing I want to point out too. Nothing is guaranteed, nothing is absolute. But I mean, look at around us. I mean, it's pretty crazy stuff. Some of you already probably know this. In fact, most of my audience already is on top of this. There is a National Terrorism Advisory System Bulletin. Again, this is January 27th. This was yesterday. And it actually says, the Acting Secretary of Homeland Security has issued an NTAS bulletin due to a heightened threat environment across the U.S., which DHS believes will persist in the weeks following the successful inauguration. It says information suggests, and this is like straight up, that some ideologically motivated extremists with objections to the exercise of government authority and presidential transition, as well as other perceived grievances fueled by false narratives, could continue to mobilize, incite, or commit. So I know you guys are all very smart people. You guys all know exactly what this means, and I don't have to tell you twice. Keep your head on the swivel. Public places, always know your exits. Always know. We actually did a show on if there was an active shooter situation, the kind of the 6 steps over it. You guys can go back to that. It's on the main channel, Marfugel News, and we based it on actual training from SWAT. So what we did is we gave you actual SWAT training of what they think about when they walk into a building, and if something happens, always look for something that could possibly block. If you're in a restaurant, are there metal tables? Lift up a metal table. I mean, this is kind of common sense or out of a movie type thing, but also know your exits when you're in a public place. If you are in an outdoor area, do you have a tree nearby? Do you have something that would block it? Do you have the location on your kids? What would be the best way to go? You always have to also think about who you're with. So I think that's all very helpful. And once you learn it, you got to think that way. If you walk into this is even when nothing's going on, you're just going to the grocery store or going to 7-Eleven, you know where that back door is. And once you start thinking like that, you'll always think like that, and you'll always know your exit. This is something that, unfortunately, people should just do subconsciously. And if you do it subconsciously, you won't even think about it, and it will eventually save somebody's life, because the odds are one of us in this audience, if there's 5,000 plus people, will be involved in one of these crazy things. So, and who knows who's going to be behind them. Of course, you guys can also go to this one at our website. It ends up that the Proud Boys leader was prolific informer for law enforcement. You can go over to that article on marfugelnews.com and read it in depth. And then we, of course, have social media influencer charged with interference of the election stemming from voter disinformation campaign. This isn't from the last one. This is from 2016. So they actually went back before this one to the one before. It says a Florida man. And oh my gosh, I went down the rabbit hole the other day of typing in Florida man. That's some pretty funny stuff. A Florida man was arrested this morning on charges of conspiring with others in advance of the 2016, so this is the last one, U.S. election to use various social media platforms to disseminate misinformation designed to deprive individuals of their constitutional right. What did he do? He basically made a meme that said, text this number to vote, and what happened, and it was a fake number, and so people thought it was real, texted the number and thought that they didn't have to vote because they already voted. Now he's getting charged. His name is Ricky Vaughn, 31 years old. Pretty crazy stuff. But again, that's now they're digging into everything that they can. Let's see here. I'll go into this here in a second. In fact, we'll drop this and then we're going to talk about some of these other ones here in just a second. We're going to take the next call. If you also want to support the show in a different way and protect yourself, this is going to become incredibly useful in the future, especially with what is going on with the internet. Make sure to be on a VPN if you're in public. Again, if you're ever using Wi-Fi, just period, you should have a VPN, a virtual private network. It hides your IP address. It hides where you are. If you open, the wrong email or something, you don't want your home address and all that stuff going out. This way, you can actually set your IP or use easy mode where it just has a light switch type on-off. You turn it on, it's doing its job. Again, you can go to marfugelnews.com/VPN to not only get a 70% discount on a 3-year plan, but also support the channel at the same time. All right, and there is reason to switch if you're already with one. I think Nord is better. I've had 3 of them now, Nord being the final. Express, I was actually made fun of Ann Lynn show. I was on their show just 2 days ago. And I made fun of her because she said, I've got all these problems and I had this weird pictures of things sent to my phone. And I said, I said, you should have a VPN. She goes, I've got Express. I was like, really? Not Nord? I go, well, you should have had Nord. Either way, you guys can check that out. Thank you for supporting. For anybody that already has it, I do appreciate that you have done that. Again, it doesn't cost you anything extra and it helps us as a channel. All right, Dex, let's get the next caller in, and let's see here. Looks like we have Geneva. And let's see here.
Hello?
Hi, Geneva. How are you doing tonight?
Oh, gosh, I could be doing better, but hey, I'm thankful. I've got Jesus going with this trip with me, that I'm here on earth right now, so it's all good.
So, what did you... I have an article, apparently. Let me pull this article up here. Let's see here. Let me copy this. And what in the world are we looking at? Do I want to know?
Yeah, you probably do. I don't know. Anyway, the first subject I was going to talk about is about how they're going to try to can I use more words now? Can I use the ASS word?
Yeah, I mean, I would try to keep it. Think about if you were talking about this in front of a 10-year-old.
Oh, okay. Okay. So anyhow, so the newest thing is going to be that they're trying to do the swab on your butt I guess you can say that. I don't know if that's any better than
No,
the ASS
well,
word,
we
but-
actually have family watching. That's why. Like, there's Fugle Fam kids here, so that's why.
Okay.
But yeah,
So I'll say but.
Okay, that
I'll say
works.
but. So anyway, they're going. It's no surprise. I was a nurse for 20 years. I'm retired now, but they've been doing this for a long time, and this is just another way to get all the people that haven't been doing it, because there is a DNA database for everybody, and with Ancestry.com, if most people are everybody wants to know where they came from and everything, but there's a lot of fine print that people just they skip over all that, but it talks about being able to use it for doing DNA and all that kind of stuff. So the other ways that they've been doing it is, of course, with the colonoscopies, and you can do the home tests also, but now they're using this as another way to do it. And that, if it wasn't already bad enough, they're trying to do it the other way.
Yeah, I don't think I would want either. One is like a foot up your brain, and then one is a foot
Exactly.
up the other side.
I'm in my 60s, and so far I've been good being able to stay away from anybody putting anything in there, trying to get anything out of there. I have a really good joke for you, but I know you told me I couldn't say it, but
Go
I wish I
ahead.
could tell you.
Let's hear it.
Okay. So I was going to say, instead of doing the Ancestry.com, now they're doing the Assentry.com. And, it's too bad it's gotten to this. And I use the word "but" a lot. Just anytime I use the word "but" now, I'm like, that's what they're doing, though. It really is. There really is a DNA database for everybody.
I know, it's crazy. This is just getting.
That's crazy.
It's wild.
It is.
I did not know. I don't think we had this on here. So good catch. This is Slate. This is another. Again, Slate. They've got a lot of big people writing for them. So thank you for bringing this to our attention, and thanks for sharing this with us. And great joke.
Mm-hmm.
But did you come up with that yourself on this? Like, did you hear that somewhere?
Oh yes.
Okay, so that was too funny.
Yes. It's been on a lot of the news and a lot of the different websites and stuff already.
Oh my gosh, that's too funny. Well, hey, thank you so much for calling in tonight, and don't be a stranger.
Well, I got one more quick one.
Oh, okay.
I got one
Go
more
ahead.
quick one.
Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm in the process of moving, and as you know yourself, how horrible that is. It's very, very nerve-wracking in every way. Anyhow, where I'm living at now, anytime you move like to an apartment, it was so easy. You just go through all the motions and everything. You give them your check or you pay whatever for your lease, your first month deposit, and all that stuff. Well, now they will not. All the apartments over here where I'm at in Colorado. I don't know if you want me to say the city, but I'm in the main city of Colorado, so you know which that is. And they want you to go to Walmart through Walmart.
They want
do
you
all the transactions.
Walmart say that again.
Sticking their hands in it. So they wouldn't let me get into the place without. They gave me a special code number, and I had to go to Walmart and do my lease and everything through Walmart.
What?
It's like I was like, this is crazy. Yes.
That
they
is
would not
weird.
let me proceed with everything.
Go ahead. But
anyway,
why
it's
there?
Like, they're just exactly why there, and it's like, oh well, it's just going to be, you just go, you have to do it or you can't. That's how they're doing it. And I looked up a lot of these different places I was looking for, and now they're all corporations. Even they're even getting the little ones, like if somebody had like a couple townhomes or something like that they wanted to rent privately, now they have to go through a corporation, and then they have to go through Walmart.
Well, that is definitely wild. You know, we're going to hear that those big corporations are going to be a part of everything in the future. I mean, what bothers a lot of people about the current event about this year is that you've got all of these ma and pa's going out of business. Did you know that over 400,000 restaurants have gone out of business? Meanwhile, Walmart, Costco, all these places, they are just getting stronger than ever. I mean, you couldn't be making the richer get rich and the poorer get poorer in any other clear way.
Yeah. So I don't know if it has to do with anything with the smart city stuff or whatever, but I was like, oh my gosh, you know, really, you can't even go get an apartment without going to sign up at Walmart.
Well, Geneva, thank you so much. You have a wonderful night, and I appreciate your call. You have a great one, and we will talk to you again. Thank you for the laugh. Oh my gosh, that was so funny. Oh, that was too funny. All right, let's see here. Okay, we've got up next Jamie, first-time caller, talking about the Patriot Act and Smith-Mundt Act, which is Anti-Propaganda Act. Dex, if you want to bring in Jamie, first-time caller.
And hey, Adam, Jamie is live. Jamie, you are now live. There you go.
Hi.
Hi, how are you doing? How's it going?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
I'm pretty good. That's awesome. I hope everybody's doing great. I just have a couple of questions.
Okay,
we're pushing all this. Okay, a bunch of political craziness is going on, which I really don't care about. I care about a couple of things, like the Smith-Mundt Act, which allows all these mainstream companies to lie to us, and the Patriot Act, which allows the big corporation of the government to spy on us. Why is nobody talking about this? Why is nobody saying these are the things we need to stop?
You know, I don't know. Why are some laws being enforced and then others are being made up daily? I don't know. I really don't.
Right. Okay. Like the biggest thing is, right, everybody's all into being into what the government is doing nowadays, but nobody's actually looking at why their mainstreams are allowed to lie to them nowadays. There was a act put into place. Smith-Mundt Act was put into place that allows them to lie to us. It's called propaganda war. And if we could just stop this one and actually everybody could walk to the government, go to their senators and their mayors and say, look, I don't think it's okay that the big corporations are allowed to lie to us on things that are called the news and push propaganda lies to us. I think we would be okay. And if we stopped allowing the government to spy on us through the Patriot Act, I think we would be even better off. But everybody's talking about the Bidens and the Trump. It's like the stuff that doesn't matter. When the real stuff that matters is that they're allowed to lie to us through the act called Smith-Mundt Act.
Well, and we have all sorts of things kicking in as far as, in just the first couple days, I think there's 19 or 20 executive orders that are changing things. So, we're going to see with a new administration a lot of new things just in general. So I'm...
Right, more restrictions upon us people, but the first thing I think we should be able to lift as those people fighting back against the tyrannical overlordness of the new administration should be, we should look at the Smith-Mundt Act. together. Why is propaganda allowed to be used against the American people? This is crazy. That literally says they're allowed to lie to us and manipulate us in any way they see fit. And then also the Patriot Act, which says that they're allowed to spy on all of us.
Well, so
because some crazy dude. What?
Every invasion of our privacy has been for our own safety. That's what they say. But
so many of us realize we don't want safety. We would rather have dangerous freedom at our own peril than their safety. Because I don't want to be safe according to the government. I would prefer to be safe according to myself and my family, according to the Bill of Rights and our U.S. Constitution. Because at this moment, because nobody's talking about the fact that they're allowed to lie to us and are allowed to brainwash us. I'm sorry. Maybe that's a little too far. Not really. But because they're allowed to lie to us on the news, nobody is realizing that our First Amendment rights are gone, and our Second Amendment rights are right behind it. What is going on? Why is nobody realizing?
It is an actual... No. So basically, again, you're frustrated like a lot of people. It is actually legal for them to use what they consider propaganda. And this is what's confusing to me, is how they're publicly basically saying that now big corporations can declare what they see as propaganda. They can sniff that out and, snuff it out. But yet the U.S. government itself can actually use it totally legitly. And propaganda, they know it's propaganda, and they know that it's lies. And then they secretly go back to this. They're allowed to. And what I don't get is how regular people, basically uneducated to this, don't realize that they put it right out there that they are lying to you because they say it's a necessity. The Patriot Act was a necessity for your safety, so we didn't have another September 2001. These are all necessities to them. They say that it's necessity. So it's I understand.
My exact point, why are people more worried about being safe than worrying about the government willingly, purposely, and telling them to their face, I'm going to lie to you so I can keep you safe? That's what? How is that okay by anybody's standards today or yesterday or 10 years ago or 10 years from now? The government is telling you in the Smith-Munson Act, I'm going to lie to you through the big media corporations. And guess what? Through the Patriot Act, I'm going to make sure you comply with it. How is that okay with anybody? Why is nobody talking about this actual fact that we can stop together? If we stop this, they have to stop lying to us. They have to stop lying to us if we can stop.
Well, they won't, but legally they wouldn't have protections if they got caught. Yeah,
right.
No,
there's a protection
I understand.
because there's many lawyers that are all about.
You still there?
Adam, she dropped.
Okay. She was saying many lawyers that something. We were past 5, but if you want to try her back so she can finish her message there. Gone Girl 777, thank you so much for your massive support tonight. Lisa K is number 1 so far. Thank you, and thank you. Lisa K with 3 Ninja Guineas equivalent. More 57 again. It's tying right there. Thank you, More. We appreciate it. Earth Observer, thank you so much. Because of all this stuff, it's definitely just. I mean, it's been really hard for us. So thank you guys for supporting, especially through the craziness. It's not any fun for us to be going through this and having sock stuffed in our mouth. Let's see here. Release the Quackin'. Thank you so much. Appreciate that as well. But we're working towards taking the sock out. So, Va Shadow, Laura Griffith, Bones. What's going on, buddy? Twisted Luck Truth, Va Shadow, Talcahurst, Dixie Doe. Thank you so much. Tall Drink of Water, Maui Racing Realtor. Hey, you're back. I wanted to give you a chance to end your statement. You said tons of lawyers, and then it dropped.
Right. Well, there's tons of lawyers and rational thinking people that know that all of this is wrong. They just don't know how to proceed forward because they don't think they have the backing of the American people. But we are all looking at this, but nobody is talking about this because, like, when I was talking to you, my phone literally all of a sudden went on airplane mode and we got cut off. So maybe people are scared to talk about the fact that it's okay for the government to lie to us, and it's okay for the news media to lie to us, and that's scary. And they're allowed to spy on us now because nobody is actually fighting where it actually will stop the government from taking us over. We need to back our local politicians and our state politicians to fight against the government overruling. We need to ask them to break apart the Smith-Munson Act, and we need to ask them to stop the Patriot Act, like, honestly.
Well, again, thank you for...
Me talking to you. My phone went on...
I'm glad that you... No, you're fine. You were fine. I want to thank you for finishing, and great statement. Again, it's the point where everybody is afraid or thinks that nobody else will do it too, or because it's not public or nobody's saying it out loud because it's not being allowed, everybody thinks that everybody else isn't thinking the same thing. But most people are at least thinking that, hey, what person would logically say, I like being lied to? I think it's great. Roholio says, thank you, Adam. You are the best. Calling back the caller. You are class act. Oh, well, thank you, Roholio, and thank you for your support. It's nice to see you tonight. Thank you, Earth Observer. I saw you just gave a bunch of Mafia badges out. Thank you so much. I know Dano got one. To Wesley, Cambio, Minionator. Looks like Kel Lizzie. I actually don't think I've seen your name before. Hey, it's nice to see you here. Sonic Fox, somebody special. We've got Mystical Misfit at Real Desert. Let's see here. Minionator, thanks. Hey, thanks for showing up. Everybody, one thing I wonder though too, I don't, some people I see and I think they're new, but they're actually just new to DLive and they've come over from YouTube. Bobby D, Oli Otis, Uncle Dub Dub, thank you so much for following. Audrey's Visual Arts, Spectator Spectating, No Filter Mo, Debbie Jordan, thank you. Tower Bear, thanks Tower Bear. Thank you guys for coming through for us. Seriously, can't say enough. Let's see here. Some reason I'm frozen over here. 1 sec. All right. So by the way, this is going on. Let's see here. If I can, this is going on. I can pop this open. This is going on. Exactly what was called in a lot of experts were saying. This is going on. Why? Why would this be a thing? I just don't understand it. But what's your opinion on that? And again, lots of additional stuff here. Why? I mean, this is, one thing I have to say is that you shouldn't be able to ban any words, period. Even if they're bad words, you need that for historical purposes. You shouldn't, I don't understand it. This, all sorts of stuff going on right now. This is the additional content that you will see on our website, marfugelnews.com. We're going to have articles very soon. Also, like I said earlier in the show, if you want to be a writer, please contact us. We need talent. We need amazing people to write for us. Jammin, Forest Farmer, Sugar Punch, Paul Revere, thank you. Terrorize, thank you. Gone Girl, again, thank you. Nobody's in the building. Nelda says she's spot on, Adam. Well, it's crazy that we actually have a law that says, hey, we can totally give you the 1-2. Assentry.com to you. Let's see here. Dex.
Hey, Adam.
Let's see here. So did you?
We
We're
got
gonna
one more.
Oh, okay, we do. All right.
Yeah.
Let's.
And there's a link for it, so make sure you pull that up, and I'll get the caller on now.
Okay, Cynthia Pillow. All right, one sec. Cynthia Pillow, I've got a link for you. What's going on?
How you doing?
I am good. How are you?
Oh, I could be better. I lost my voice, so I'm sorry. Bear with me. But I just wanted to go over my video, and I wanted to know your thoughts again, because you saw it about 2 weeks back.
Okay, all right. Let's see here. So wait a second. So Cynthia, you were on our Unidentified Friday, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me play this. Is the audio you or is it music? Oh, I guess it doesn't matter. Let's go look at it. I'm going to turn it up here. All right.
That's the one where you had to play slow.
And what is the timestamp that we should be playing this at slow?
I was catching it at 54 seconds up until like 1:14. But I did it really slow because I saw it in person, but I was not sure what it was. So I just replayed my video, but I did it very slowly, and that's when I saw the option.
It's kind of noisy. It's very noisy.
And this is at like
Driving by so fast.
6:30 at night.
It's like 6.
It was very.
So can you can you explain what we're looking at again? Is it a triangle? It's a big triangle, right?
Yes. There's a triangle of whatever it was, and then there would be lights down the center of it, and then off to the side came an object, and then it left, and then came back, and then left again. But that's when you were able to see it more pronounced with the 4 lights.
Okay, I get you. I do remember this one, and the one question I had was if it was the glass of the camera, the glass of the phone. This is again something that I looked at several times. I can't tell. I think that again, this would be something that people at home would want to actually go look at and judge for themselves.
Right.
Because I couldn't even tell, and maybe it was the size of my screen. I'd almost like to watch this on a big screen so I could see more detail. Well, but now you can actually give us your first-hand account. Did you see it with your bare eyes, or did you only see it afterwards?
I saw it briefly, and I was questioning what it was because it wasn't the lights from the cars coming, because I saw those reflections. And so I just wanted to make sure what it was, and then that's what prompted me to go and look at my video again. But it was just so strange. And like it was coming from the left, like from the ground, which was strange too. But that could have just been like, a reflection again. But I mean, I've been seeing a lot of things lately, more so than I've ever had before, which is strange. So I think it's pretty cool. At the same time, I'm just like, what is it?
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to share it with the rest of the Fugel fam. They'll be able to go watch. And this is, again, Cynthia Pillow. You'll be able to go over to her YouTube channel and subscribe. I hope that you guys love Mobber. Let's see here. Just to pop this up one more time. Let's go back. Cynthia, thank you for calling in tonight, and thank you for explaining what you saw. What will end up happening is people will end up saying what they think afterwards.
Right. Well, I appreciate all that you do. I really do. And I am praying for you all the way, dude. You got this. It'll be okay. And I will follow you wherever you go, man.
All right. Well, thank you. And seriously, it's people like you that it doesn't matter if we go to wherever, Trovo, whatever it is, you guys will follow. So thank you.
Hey,
Dex and I
I
appreciate
will follow you. I will give you whatever money I got to help because you're it, dude. You're helping everybody. You're making a big impact, and I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you. And just remember, bring a couple people in. That's what really helps. All right. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Cynthia, you have a wonderful night. Be safe, be prepared, and Marf out. Let's see here. We've got... All right. Thank you, everybody here. Holy moly. Wait, is that there?
Different person.
Cynthia Lynn. Is that right? Cynthia Lynn says, Adam and Dex, please see my email regarding UFOs in my backyard 5 times now, all videoed by me. That was a Ninjet. If you guys are unfamiliar with DLive, that is the highest compliment you can pay someone on DLive. So thank you so much. We will make sure to do so. Just know that you cannot do that or any kind of donation to get on the show or anything like that. We actually or call in. That's one thing. But either way, by the way, you can figure out if you want to undo that. You can go to marfugelnews.com/play my video. If you want us to play it on the show, you don't have to do anything. All right. And then
please do that, Cynthia. If you go submit that, even if it's on Instagram, I think that's what you said in your message. Go to our website at the very top, like Adam said, play my video and submit it. That way we can we'll put it up on our Unidentified Friday. Absolutely.
Thank you, and thank you for the support. Thank you for supporting Independent. Obviously, we don't have a multi-channel network. We don't have a backup. We don't have anybody backing us. So you guys are our back. So thank you guys. We really do appreciate it. Both Dex and I do a lot of work to make this to where you guys can have access to all of this. So it is really appreciated. All right, let's see here. I don't know why I have Minecraft playing. Glad I'm not on YouTube. If you had that on YouTube, they have algorithms that would see that and go, pff, and I hate that. And then let's see here. What was that? Gosh, I can't see anymore. I'm getting old. Earth Observer says, throw seeds, not stones. Thrive on, Fugel fam. We've got Moody Mama, Bear Claws, Nana Deborah, Miss Marf. It is there, but not showing on top. Huh. Groovy Grandma. So Over It is here, time 65. We've got Denalis and Mermaid for Love. Sugar Punch, Cynthia Lynn, Forest Farmer. Thank you guys. Thank you all for showing up tonight. Sindel, it's appreciated. It's nice to have you here. The Pippi, Tall Drink of Water. Hey, I'm glad you made it tonight. Kelby here in Texas. We've got everybody. Man, everybody made it. Peaceful Waters. I know every one of these names. Like, this is so cool. Blue Daisy, Gas Electric. That is too cool. Maui Racing Realtor. Thank you guys for being like incredibly just loyal and having our back. I've seen some of you guys defending us in different I was in a random chat and it was related to something we talked about the night before. Somebody mentioned us and then somebody was talking smack and like 3 or 4 people said, "Oh, what are you talking about?" Blah, blah. I thought I was amazed. They didn't even know I was there. And it was really somebody was talking about I think it was talking about one of the callers and it was on somebody else's show. And you guys stuck up for that caller and said, they're Fugel fam. You don't talk smack about people like that. We don't talk about people badly. I just thought that was awesome. Even if people are talking, badly about myself or anybody else, we don't do that back. We don't sink to that level. We don't go down that road. I saw one of my oldest subscribers saying, "Oh, don't give your intel to Marf. He's a government agent." There is somebody who's literally, basically the same kind of person saying that stuff. And I'm like, why? Why would you say that? Why would you be so rude? One, I don't claim to know this person, and I don't claim to know you. I don't claim to know you. I've never been to your house. I don't know who you are. But one thing is, on all the other stuff, you guys have seen and know my history. Most of you have had my background check and all of that. So you guys know who I am. Where's this person's information? Again, I don't talk smack about people. I never have. In 3 years, I've never talked smack. So for you guys defending and stuff, that is really cool. But make sure you do it in the right way. Do it respectfully, and then walk away. If they're rude, who cares? We should all be getting together. We should all be teaming up instead of fighting each other. Instead of these petty beefs. It's really dumb. So I do thank all of you guys supporting us. It's so appreciated. Roholio coming in last minute. You guys, thank you. Earth Observer, Cynthia Lynn, Roholio, you guys last minute. Gone Girl, the whole show. Thank you for supporting. You guys are awesome. Amazing. Dex, we're going to point everybody to the website for the rest of the information. We got a lot of stuff there. So make sure to go over there. You can read all of the articles in full. Dex, thank you for helping out tonight. Thank you for being the man. Great job, brother. For doing everything you do. And thank you, mods. Thank you for making this a friendly place. Thanks for dealing with the stuff that you do. Thanks for making it a great environment for new people to come in and feel welcome. So, all right. It is now officially time for the shoutro. It's not an outro. It's not a shout out. It's a shoutro.